All right, looks like everybody is here. So I will ask for a roll call vote to open the town Dartmouth Planning Board meeting of May 6, 2024. And a reminder for everyone, this video is being videoed live
And recorded.
and recorded. So do I have a motion to open?
I'll make a motion to open.
Second.
All right, that's a motion made by Margaret Sweet, second by Nick Cyclepatis. All in favor, Margaret Sweet,
Yes.
Nick Cyclepatis,
Yes.
Kevin Estes,
Yes.
and Kevin Mello, yes. Very good. We will administrative items. Number 1, approval not required, 1406 Hicksville Road.
So I don't know if we have anybody on to speak to this. Are you the one that's gonna speak to it? Right?
Hi, yeah, I can speak to the plan. I'm
Okay,
here
so
with,
let me get started first.
Sure.
Are you from Riverhawk?
Yes, I am. I'm Bernard Parati, the land surveyor who prepared the plan.
Okay, fabulous. All right, we're ready to go then. So this A&R is coming before you. It is for map 75 lot 5. And it's to reconfigure it into 2 lots. It meets all of the requirements of the planning board. We did have a couple of minor revisions put on it. This is a newer surveyor that we're working with, so that's why I was a little bit confused on who. So he will give you the details, but we are in very good shape. And I think that that's what the other names are that I see on here as well. The other 2 names that are on the meeting. Okay, go ahead. It's all yours.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, yeah, I'm here to represent with Anna DeGrazia and Anna Pereira and Derek DeGrazia, as their names are listed on the plan. Yeah, this was a lot that we had 2 assessors designations, but it was combined. It came as 1 lot, and we're just we had the wetlands delineated, and we are reconfiguring in order to separate the existing dwelling onto lot 1 as shown, and the other lot 2 would be remaining land.
Okay, any questions from anyone on the board? Okay. Christine, any questions, or are you comfortable?
Nope, I was comfortable with everything once we went over.
Okay.
We're assuming they're gonna sell the other lot for some type of a home or whatever. Is it going into chapter land or is it?
That's up to, the
They haven't
other
decided
lot
yet.
2. I'm not sure what they may yeah, I believe they're going to try to sell the other lot.
Okay,
but
fabulous. The other lot does have a an easement across it, which is shown on the plan. So for anybody else who is gonna try to buy it or whatever, it should be fine because it's clearly identified. I don't know if the
All
planning.
right, very good.
Pretty straightforward.
So, planning board, do I have a motion?
Motion to accept the A&R as requested.
I have a motion made by Kevin Estes. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Second by Nick Cyclepatis. All in favor, Kevin Estes,
Yes.
Nick Cyclepatis,
Yes.
Margaret Sweet,
Yes.
and Kevin Mello, yes.
So the
Very good.
only thing I would remind the surveyor and the owners of is that depending on what else you end up doing, you'll need to go to the DPW, same type of online permitting process for a street number to if you decide to do anything else with building or to let whoever else buys the property, that's such a thing, they'll need a street number in order to start with, and that comes from DPW. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So what we'll do is I'll reach out to the planning board members over the next couple of days. They'll sign everything, and then Ross from my office will notify you so that you can come and pick up the Mylar, and then you just send us the recording information when it's done.
Okay,
Thank you.
very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, on to agenda item number 2. Site plan review, discussion of 4 Commerce Way. There will be no vote needed today. This already was administratively approved in 2022. So,
So for this one, I just wanted to give you an update. This is Mr. Delgado's property. It's the former Sportstone property. We had been working with the previous engineer on this. The owner has gotten a new engineering company involved. CEC is now involved in this. So they are moving ahead with the plans. They're making final revisions based on comments from us and from DPW. So this should be finally moving ahead. But because it's been so long and because of so many changes with lot lines and all of those things, and with the new engineer, I just kind of wanted to give you an update because the third phase will be coming in very, very soon on this one as well. So I just wanted you all to know in case there were, I mean, there shouldn't be any concerns with regard to it, but just in preparation for the next phase that's coming as well. Okay?
All right.
Thank
Okay.
you, Christine.
thank you.
Okay.
All right, number 3, planning board vacancy applications and discussion. This is not, we are not discussing individuals or specific letters of intent tonight. This is a general board discussion with an update for when we might be able to have a meeting set forth.
So
Christine?
so we have 2 applicants so far that we've received in our office as of Friday with the select board office. I'm not sure if another one came in over the weekend. It sounds like we might get another one, so I'll let you know as soon as we get it. I'll forward it. The planning board, the select board is taking up on their agenda this evening. They're going to decide when they want to meet with you. So I don't know if it'll mean a special meeting, you know, to discuss the things, or if like when their next meeting would be, or when our next meeting would be the 20th. We don't really have any other outstanding things at this point. So if they want to do the 20th, I would probably just say that we would take that for the joint meeting on that day, and then everybody show up there instead of doing something online. So I'll just keep you posted on that. Both of the applicants that we have in this case appear to be very well qualified. I had sent a letter on your behalf to the select board asking for somebody. And then the last page of this section of material in your packet was some questions. At the last time, the select board had asked you to, as a board, to kind of go over some questions. So I don't know if there's anything you want me to add to that. This is the list. I had the same from the last time. Like I said, it's just a draft, but if there's some new things, because we do have some new members since it's been so long, or, you know, based on the new makeup of the board, I would be interested in hearing those things. So I don't know if you've had time to look at it, or if you want to just send me your thoughts after the meeting, but that's the biggest thing, so we can forward those to Sean so that all of your questions get asked at the select board deliberation. So again, you will all be looking at all of the applicants and, you know, giving feedback, and I guess a vote will take place at that time. And it'll be hosted by them, so.
So if we are gonna have any planning board business that day, we probably should just make that a live meeting in our room.
Right, we could do that. That's fine. Okay,
That would be fine. I don't wanna, you
okay,
know, delay any planning board business.
yeah,
But we could actually have an in-person meeting. Hopefully, we're early on the select board agenda. And we can go right into our regular meeting if needed.
okay. So yeah, their meetings start at 6:30. So I know, like last week when I went in, the last time I had gone into them, it was, you know, I was available fairly quickly. So that might be a good way to do it as well. I mean, then we could all just walk across, you know, the hall and go from there. All right. So,
Exactly.
I mean, I tried to hopefully get across that the 20th would be good for us. We don't want to wait too long to get somebody else lined up. Because I know there are some big things in the you know, in the queue that'll be coming. You know, or there's some conceptual things that are pretty far along that will be coming to a head.
And I believe the way we've done that in the past is that we convene in our room,
Yeah,
we recess,
okay,
and then we reconvene.
okay. Okay, all right.
So
So
what time would we be meeting, Kevin?
Well, that depends on what time the select board put us on their agenda. So it would be at best 6:30.
Okay,
If not, if they say 7 o'clock, we're gonna be at their, the
Right.
pace of their meeting, whatever that pace is.
okay,
So once Christine knows that, we may have to make our planning board meeting start at 6:30. So we're available to meet with them.
So again, we're kind of in limbo until I'll know more tomorrow based on whatever their conversation is tonight. I just wanted to give you all a heads up. So pretty much planned for the 20th in person. And it, I mean, like I said, right now I don't have anything scheduled for that, but we could pivot if we needed to do something. The biggest thing that we can, because of the way the holiday falls and town meeting falls and all of that stuff, I want to be careful. I can't, it's basically if an A&R comes in, because we only have 21 days in which to act on one of those. So it would be more for that. I wouldn't put something else that we have to just discuss in general.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, very good. Next on the agenda would be minutes of April 22nd, 2024. Has everyone had a chance to review those?
yes.
So again, these are pretty straightforward. So it would be Kevin, and Margaret that will be voting on this. Nick was not present.
Correct.
Move to accept?
Second,
I have a motion to accept in the second. Kevin Estes,
Yes.
Margaret Sweet,
yes,
and Kevin Mello, yes. All right. Correspondence, City of Fall River, New Bedford, and Westport. Any discussion on the information in the,
Motion to file and accept or
Acknowledge and file.
file.
Yeah, yep.
hey, we have a motion by Kevin Estes, and was that a second by Nick Cyclepatis?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor, Kevin Estes,
Yes.
Nick Cyclepatis,
Yes.
Margaret Sweet,
yes.
Kevin Mello, yes. All right. For your information / new business,
So for this one, for the zoning board of appeals, we do have a decision from their April 24th hearing. It was for a special permit for 74 Lucy Little Lane. So that was an A&R subdivision that was done a couple of years ago, and we needed to have, it's got a common driveway, and they needed to get permission to put one more house on the common driveway. So this solution for this one was worked out with DPW because of the location of it and the number of they didn't want additional access points on the main road there in this case. So this decision before the ZBA was made with everybody's kind of concurrence on this was the best solution for this particular development. And I can tell you that some of the other lots are so this particular lot was already being used by the family, the DeMello family. This lot had already been purchased and used, and it was coming off of the common driveway anyway. So it was allowing them to keep that access, even though the owner of the property behind it had split, had done some additional things. He had made it, an arrangement with the first person that bought DeMello, and then not understanding the consequences necessarily of what was going to transpire as he further subdivided the land.
Christine, didn't this come before us?
Yeah, so the A&R piece of it did.
Yes,
but-
all right.
So this is just taken forever to get to this point, to get to the DBA application filed, and but this was, again, the best solution because we don't want a bunch of driveways real close together off the main road in this particular case. It just made more sense, but otherwise this property owner would have had to come out on the main road and been again, the driveways would have been way too close together.
Okay,
Is
Subcommittee.
74 Lucy Little the plot number or the actual address? Because I'm having a hard time finding 74.
74 is the address. The map is map 42 lot 27-7. He might have put it in under the subject property, like the whole big property when they put in the, so this is the one that's closest to the roadway.
Got it.
Um,
I see 6, but it probably hasn't been updated for 7 yet.
Right, correct. We're just in the process of doing the, anything that had transpired last year with regard to, subdivisions and all of that stuff, that we have to do it in time with, when the assessors prepares their information to submit to the state.
Just for the record, I think it's 84 Lucy Little.
You think it's 84?
According to GIS, it's
Yeah, it's not, it's definitely not, so, okay. I will double
84,
check it.
and then the next one after that is 82, and then there's a big plot of 27 that doesn't seem to have an address. There's nothing on it. And then the next address is 48 Lucy Little Road.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that these are all in the 70s, so there might be some revisions that have to happen to the map anyway.
Got it.
But I will
Yep.
confirm that for sure, and I'll send you the map just so you can see it. And then just to make sure that the decision has been submitted right. I just I didn't bring home my folder with me I only brought home the piece of the decision.
okay, very good. Subcommittee reports. Anybody?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay,
Did CPC had one, right? I mean,
Tomorrow night.
oh, tomorrow night. Okay, okay. The only thing I can say to you, I did go before the select board last Monday evening to talk about the article for town meeting. Not that that's a real subcommittee meeting necessarily, but just to give you an update on that.
And I would say that we were very well represented by our planner.
Thank you.
Nice.
okay. Then I guess we'll move right into the planners report.
This might be the shortest meeting ever. I know, the jinx. So for this one, tomorrow morning, we do have a technical reviewer meeting. It is for 610 State Road. It's an upholstery. It's going to be an upholstery shop. They had applied for a commercial building permit, but they are making changes that impact the whole site. It is within the aquifer zone. There are a number of things going on there. So I wanted you all to just take a quick look, or if you happen to know the site and you think of any questions that maybe you want myself or Ross to ask tomorrow, just let us know. The meeting's at 10 o'clock.
What's the address again? State Road 610?
610 State Road.
Okay.
So it's a smaller thing. And again, they had applied initially just to the building department, but they are making changes, inside and out there. It's a small lot, but they're doing a proposed building and stuff like that. So I think people are confused on when they have to do site plan review and when they don't have to do that. So I'm trying to get that in line. We have a couple of other things that have applied. They don't understand if it's, the Article 24, they need to read the applicability for Article 24, the engineers that goes for town properties, for fire district properties, for, regular commercial properties. And it's not necessarily, it's not like necessarily a denial process or anything. And there are waivers that can be requested, but it's an opportunity for us to look at sites, especially sites that were overdeveloped within the aquifer protection zone or something like that, where we need to protect your drinking water and we need to kind of make sure that, or make sure that stormwater things are in place. So that's why it's so important. I don't think people understand necessarily the importance of it. So we want to make sure that everybody gets that. And so when I see like the ZBA applications, I have an opportunity under those when a ZBA application comes in and I know they're requesting some things based on that, then I have an opportunity to put in there that there's a requirement for, that site plan review is required. Or so sometimes if I'm seeing the building permits right now, which I won't always see, I usually see right now I'm seeing all of them because we're doing the mapping updates. But, eventually I might not see all of them. I don't know. So I just we got to figure out a way to get that across to everybody that, and I think that the building commissioner will be helpful with regard to some of that. Because for the commercial projects, like I said, it's very important, especially, and then some of the town, like I said, some of the town things that have happened, people need to understand so that we don't get ourselves in trouble with not meeting, ADA compliance requirements, et cetera. So it's a win-win for everybody. We can save everybody a lot of hassle.
For flood insurance was.
Yes, yes.
So I am familiar with that lot. It was a surfboard shop.
Oh, okay.
Most recently, retail
Right.
surfboard. Is there any, there's no, when I think of upholstery, I think a lot of vehicles and cars and in addition to obviously house furniture. Are they proposing to add a garage stall? Is that?
So they have an existing thing and then they're proposed building addition in the back behind it. I mean, so they're like, I don't know lot coverage if they're gonna make it or not. Again, I haven't, I have some of the past decisions from the building commissioner. He put some of those up on the portal for this property, but I haven't had a chance to really speak with him at all about it or with so I'll have more insight tomorrow. I do have comments that DPW was kind of putting forward. But it is a fairly intensely used site, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's just, I'm looking at the plans. As I look through the plans, I don't see any, 14-foot garage doors or anything like that. So it seems like it's all gonna be, not so much geared to the automotive or boat world, more so than to the
Right,
furniture.
it could be just furniture that I don't know the specifics of it. There was a narrative though. Let me see, hours of operation, Monday through Thursday, Friday and Saturday, 6 employees, capacity 10, no food service, it was last used, they're saying as an office space, so,
Okay,
grocery shop will be operating, yeah, it does not say what kind of upholstery, right? If they'll be doing boat or car or home. I can ask that question, okay.
yeah,
Either way, though, even if they share the fact that they're going to be working on recreational vehicles, many of those pieces are brought to an upholstery shop. We shouldn't make a
Right.
broad-based assumption that there'll be trailers or RVs around the building.
Okay,
That's the question that I want Christine to get into, people gonna be bringing their boats there to be worked on, or will the cushions come and then go from the shop?
Sure.
Okay.
That's because obviously much less impact on the neighborhood if it's just bringing the pieces in and bringing the pieces out.
Of course.
Okay, I get what you're getting at now. Yep.
Well, I go by there a lot. I never see a lot of cars there. I went by there again today.
Yeah, no, it's not open, it's not
It's been
open
closed
yet,
for them.
right? I don't
Oh,
think, I mean,
Not open yet?
I don't think so.
Well, if you Google it, the Google photo right now, there's words like upholstery on the glass and materials
Right.
in the window.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay. I wasn't
it,
thinking it was in business yet, but it might be.
or
Okay.
they could be setting up, but for Google to show us upholstery, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I guess I'll be looking at Google a little bit closer.
Okay, is that it for your planners report?
Yep, that's it. So I just wanted to give you the heads up that we do have technical reviewer tomorrow. We do have a couple of other big projects over the next couple of weeks that'll be coming up on technical reviewer. So I'll keep you abreast of all of those as well. And then, oh, as far as the regular planners report, so most of what we're spending our time on right now is the updates to the all of the GIS mapping, like I've said before. We're preparing the scope of work for the assessors maps. This is the time of year when all that stuff gets done. And then we're updating the mapping with the select board office for the online permitting system, and then working with the state to develop to kind of finalize our plan to move forward with that. So people will see over the next 2 months all of those things to kind of coming to a close as far as all of our mapping things. We did come across a couple of issues with regard to some lots that weren't being accounted for in different systems. So this has been an excellent opportunity to kind of clean up some things, make sure all of the property is being accounted for properly, databased and from assessors or taxing or collections or fire district things. So it's been pretty interesting, actually. Ross seems to like this kind of these mysterious things that we go down. So that's primarily what we're working on in-house. So it's a great time to be a little bit slower on some of the permits, to be very honest with you. And that's all I have.
Okay, so quick question on that, in that general area. When we do subdivisions and there's common land, the HOA is taxed on that common land, correct?
Right. So
There is a property tax bill going out to the HOA.
Yeah, so I mean, some of the older ones, I guess the town did acquire some of the land sometimes, and I can say conservation is doing a complete review of the of all of the things that they have in their records, so that they know, because we don't know that anybody has been to some of those sites in years, according to Mark Garrett. So it's kind of to get a good inventory of exactly where we stand with regard to, because it sounds like the town used to just take everything, and we're trying to make sure that we have built corridors and that things are connected and we have a long-term plan. We don't just have all these little scraps all over the place. So yeah, and then it's supposed to be that everything is accounted for, and they might be taxed at a different rate or whatever, because their value, or I should say not a different rate, but the value is lower, and so they're not going to be taxed as high as the house lot, but everything should be accounted for.
Okay,
So we're working on getting all of that stuff together.
all right.
Christine, is the assessors hired anybody? Are they still being closed on Wednesday or what?
They're not allowed to be closed on Wednesday. They got
Okay.
notification from upstairs from the select board office. They can't just close because they want
Good.
to close.
Right.
There are a lot of moving parts in town hall where people are going from going to work, and they've applied for other departments. So there's some things with that are still happening, but no, that one of the things that they have open, nobody has applied for, but I don't know exactly where they stand at this point, as far as if they're going to continue to try to hire somebody else or not.
But they're not closed anymore.
But they're not closed on Wednesdays.
Thanks.
No, yeah, I think that's a big thing. The other thing, I didn't put for the planning department that I almost forgot about, was I wanted to just keep you abreast. The fire chief Aruda for District 3 did ask a couple of questions about the ADU bylaw. So I have reached out to Brian a couple of times, and to Sean, just to make sure, so to answer his questions, because he had some concerns later in the process. So we're working through all of those things right now. Everything appears to be a go, and I've been told that for the for the meeting. If you all want to come and sit at the front when I'm speaking, you know, if we all get together as a board, you know, because it is your thing, it is not my thing, that
Right.
maybe, you know, maybe it would look a little, you know, we want everybody to understand that it is your item. You know, we do need 2/3 vote. You are a united front on it. You've worked really hard on it. Again, we haven't done it in a vacuum. We haven't done it without counsel who understands all of this type of material, and that it is a wonderful thing for the town. It's a good thing going forward. You know, I mean, I know that there was some discussion or questions from, you know, people around town about what exactly the purpose of it is compared to what, you know, the other items were, the previous bylaws pieces that were in there, but, you know, the intent of this, and then why it is so important. So in case anybody asks a question that you feel you want to answer, then any of you can speak, whether you're a board
Town meeting member or
member
not.
or not. The other thing, the select board tonight was finalizing the warrant. So I will have the official warrant probably tomorrow or the next day. I am working with the communications woman, Magnolia, to put together like just a brief summary sheet, you know, kind of in more layman's terms about some of the things, and based on some of the questions I got from the select board or the finance committee or people in general. So we can kind of answer that. And then DCTV has decided to have a couple of sessions with regard to it. So they're going to probably try to film a session, tape a session on Thursday of this week about it, so that they'll be running that before town meeting.
Christine, do you think it might be smart to put in what the old bylaw was when
So
into
for
the-
the actual accessory dwelling unit, what we've done,
Yes.
is we put the whole new bylaw because it's a brand new
Right, you
bylaw.
got the whole new one?
So then, as far as for the pieces that are being taken out for each other
Right.
ones, I've given all of those to Sean, to the select board, so that they would have all of those 4 residential things, so they can see exactly where it is, so they'd have the whole piece. Yes.
Okay.
So, I mean, hopefully that will, you know,
Well,
resolve
you know,
it.
it's interesting that most of the towns are working on ADUs for their
Right.
town meeting this year.
Well, so,
Yes,
so,
Fairhaven had a big one.
right,
Yes.
Kevin and I went to a conference thing last week on housing at the Whaling Museum, and I mean, everybody was talking, that's what everybody is talking about. Everybody's doing those types of
Right.
things. So we're right in step with everybody else, and, you know, I mean, I'm very confident in what you've put together. I mean, so hopefully,
I'm sure interest rates and the lack of inventory have nothing to do with this ADU interest, correct?
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you know, I mean, everybody's getting older too, and everybody needs a spot. And, you know, I
Of
think,
course.
you know, the way that it was, like the way that the existing bylaws have it with the accessory apartments and stuff like that, those were they were initially set up for a different purpose. You know, this has been fine-tuned for something, you know, that needs to happen. And yet you've left some opportunities for people to do other things with them. So this is definitely more focused and more, you know, it's more community driven. It's not about bringing in, you know, necessarily about bringing in, you know, a million other people for other places, you know, and cheaper
Sure.
housing. This is about taking care of your own to a certain extent too, you know, which
Make
you've all.
sure you use that line. That's a
Oh,
great
okay.
line. I really like that.
All right, I'll write that down.
The summary that you read to
Yep.
present the general idea at the select board meeting, I thought was just a great summary.
Okay, so that's the material that I gave to Magnolia that we're trying to, we're kind of just trying to put, so usually in the beginning of the packet, the town, you get usually a letter that whatever we've sent to the select board. So I'm gonna have this in front of that to try to, that's what we're working from, so that's good.
Good.
to hear.
Okay.
So I think it should be good. Now really, that's all I have.
Okay, well, I'll make everyone's day. We pretty much covered everything that I wanted to talk about, so we can move right on to agenda item number 7.
A motion to
Sure.
adjourn?
Yeah, that's a motion's been made by Margaret Sweet. Do I have a second?
Second,
Second by Kevin Estes. All in favor, Margaret Sweet,
Yes,
Kevin Estes,
yes,
Nick Cyclepatis.
muted.
Oh, we gotta
No.
stay here.
Can't hear me?
Yeah,
now
Here
we
we
can.
go.
I wasn't muted. That was weird. I promise you I said yes.
all right. Kevin Mello, yes.
Good night,
Go
everybody.
Bruins.